Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. The date is Wednesday, September 28th, and we're so pleased to have with us live in the studio, Francis Luke Accord.
Thank you.
I'll lay the cards for you. It's just a game you'll lose. You pick the one that suits, and I'll be soon to pull up from under you. That part of love I knew. You lift me up in faith, and I handed down this grace. Whose hand will fold who knows a fool will find a way to overlook mistakes and never follow through. If I ever felt a sake, I'd make your birthday cake. I'd have a reason to. Yeah, that part of love I knew. Inside your house that day, over your roof I flew. And on your couch that night it only stayed that way. My impatience has a way of looking blue. I could not love you true, and that's how love remains. But don't think I betray you. I laid the cards for you. It's just a game you'll lose. You pick the one that suits, and I'll be soon to pull up from under you. Yeah, that part of love I knew.
You're watching Audiotree Live, and we are here in the studio with Francis Luke Accord. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Now, that song, Over Your Roof, is a little bit of an earlier song, 2014, correct?
That's
and it's obviously just the two of you with some lovely harmonies. Do you feel like your songwriting nowadays, with the release of Fluke and everything going forward, has a little bit more of a full band approach, at least when you're going on tour?
Yeah, maybe
Yes
not
and
so much
no.
when we're going on tour, because we're still not really at the phase where we can afford to bring a full band with us on tour. We've been driving around a 1998 Honda Civic.
Ooh, nice choice.
Two-door. And so
Very
the
economic.
band, for some reason, won't fit. We want to bring them, but they don't want to travel with us.
They don't make car top carriers big enough to hold people.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like two guitars in the back seat, then that's it. There's no more.
Yeah,
no one else is going
You'd
with
be
you.
surprised, man. We get a lot in there.
Do any of your band members have the ability to like fold themselves up like a transformer?
Yeah,
and go in
sometimes.
there?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
We just actually look for small people. That's what we look for in musicians.
Then you can fit like three in the
Yeah,
back seat. and
exactly.
everything, yeah. When you guys are, a lot of your songs have harmonies. Do all of your songs have harmonies? Probably, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the vocal combo is kind of like the pillar of most of our music.
Yeah, that's like the catch.
Around which
Yeah.
everything else is kind of built.
Well,
So-
because what I was going to ask for that, is there ever any fear of like, man, if one of us has one flubbed note, it's just going to be so noticeable? You know what I
all
mean?
the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're human, each of us, we get sick sometimes on tour. I'm
Yeah.
kind of fighting with the weather as it is today, so
Right.
it's just, I don't know. It's life.
It's a give and take.
It's just
Yeah, it's
what
life.
being a
I
vocal
like that.
band.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, I feel like if one of you guys was a little bit hoarse or sick, maybe it does like a cool Tom Waits thing to it or something, like that
Yeah.
dichotomy of rough and
We've
soft.
definitely found that like the chances of us both being off on the same night are pretty low. So like one of us can typically carry the other person. If,
Yeah, if someone's
if it
hurt.
gets a little if
Yeah.
it gets a little rough.
Yeah, it's like soldiers going through a trench with the other guy. In the
Yeah.
back.
But it's true. I mean, to get to the point where our harmonies are tight enough to really even feel comfortable playing them live, it's taken a lot of time.
A lot of practice and
a lot
everything.
Of practice.
Is it a lot of just you guys singing in a room, even with no instruments at all, like just the voices going back and forth?
Yeah, here in Chicago, Brian and I have lived together for a while, and that's a lot. We do a lot of living room practices.
Nice. One of you guys is in the shower doing it,
Yeah,
the other one's watching TV.
exactly.
Making sure you maximize the, I guess it makes sense for two really good harmonizers to live together.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing.
There's a reason we don't have a third roommate, because they
Disrupt
it would
things.
suck for them.
He couldn't sing, so we kicked him out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a roommate who's just tone deaf, like not into music at all. It just makes for, that can make for a good sitcom or something like that.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, you should pitch that when you're talking record labels.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
We should keep that in mind.
Yeah, be like, not only are we a band, we have a triple buddy sitcom in the works, and I think that makes you more marketable for sure.
I think
Totally.
you're right, Dan.
Awesome, cool. Are you guys ready for the next one then?
Yeah, let's do
Let's do it.
A song called David. David, you're my only child, my memory. That freedom only walks so far in love. I mean, your shadow grows longer and patiently. The night wolf looms in the moon. She'll call your rise and fall. My baby, how you've lost the sound of your voice. With this, a dying wish to roll the dice and stay alive. My friend, you'll learn to find that freedom only walks so far in love. That freedom only walks so far in love. Oh, I adore you, bride of mine. I feel the sound, the din of God ringing in my bones. David writes, I hear the blow, the horn that turns stone to mud and leads the blind to see that freedom only walks so far in love. That freedom only walks so far in love. So take the keys, homeless child of mine, and free this lonesome mind.
You're watching Audiotree live, and we're here in the studio with Francis Luke Accord. This next song you're about to play, your third song, is from your first EP, your first project, really, called Condote, and that is, am I pronouncing it right?
You nailed it.
All
You're
right, cool.
maybe the first interviewer to ever say it right.
I mean, I did cheat and I wrote down the helpful pronunciation you have on your website. So, but I was worried I was emphasizing the wrong syllable for a second.
No, you got it, man. You nailed it.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, I know it, but I'd rather hear it from the mouths of the creator. Just explain what exactly it was, where you traveled to, what you're trying to accomplish with that EP.
Yeah, so it was kind of the reason we formed this band in the first place. We kind of started playing music together in college, and there was a gentleman by the name of Kevin Dugan who worked in the athletic department over there who had seen us play, and he basically said, I have this children's choir in Uganda if you guys want to go make a project with them. And we'd both always really wanted to get to Africa, and we obviously love music, and so we were like, yes,
yeah.
of course.
Not,
yeah,
no brainer.
Yeah, no brainer. So we had to come up with the funding ourselves, but he handled all the logistics once we got over on the ground. And yeah, we spent 2.5 weeks there working with 28 kids and 3 choir directors. And it was, I mean, for me personally, probably the thing I'm most proud of doing in my life so far. It was a total blast.
And there's a 28 children choir,
yeah.
like you said on there. So how much of that informed the songwriting? Like when you went over there, how much of it was written already and you had to put these choral arrangements to it? Or was it the other way around? Was it you went there, you sort of let them inspire you and went from there?
That's a really good question. And we were flipping out about that before we left because we were like, what do we do? How do you even go about starting a project like that? Because that's kind of tough. So we had a handful of things that we had kind of prepared, thinking that, okay, if we at least show them these songs ahead of time and we go over there and these songs that we wrote, then maybe, they can give us something like in response to that. And while we're over there, we can work with them. We can kind of, play one of their songs, maybe a couple of their songs. And that's more or less how it went.
Nice.
They actually, they spent a long time learning our music.
Yeah.
And that really made things go a lot more swiftly while we were over there. But also it was just super flattering that they took the time to, when we first walked into the school that where we recorded all of this stuff, we went to the back of the room. And all of a sudden, I just saw on the chalkboard. I was like, "Yo, Brian, check that out!" And all of our lyrics were written over, erased Paul Simon and Bob Marley lyrics and stuff like that.
Screw these guys.
Yeah, we got to learn this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they were learning all that before you guys even got there.
They were.
Man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So it was kind of like you were being studied in a way, which is pretty flattering.
Yeah, well, and then when we were over there, we also got to work with them on their music too, and actually learned a couple of
I think both of
Ugandan
our
dances.
yeah, and also I think both of our favorite song on that record, on Condote, is track 4, which is Amaholo, which is one of their traditional Bagandan tunes.
Right. Nice.
So highly recommend checking out that song.
If you're at home, please do check that out.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear Nowhere to Be Found then, one of the other songs from that album. Thanks.
And we have our good buddy here, who's maybe not on camera at this point, but it's going to be lending some banjo, Chaz.
Nice.
We put this song on Fluke as well, our new record, and Chaz played some banjo on it. So thanks for being
What's
here.
up,
man.
Chaz? Chaz and Arthur, we'll get to you guys after the break too. So get ready for some questions. Softballs. Sorry.
If I could find an army to do as I command, if I could paint a picture of love to help you understand, if I could dig to China without making a sound, then maybe I'd be nowhere to be found. If I can kill a giant with the tiniest of stones, if I could keep a shooting star from falling alone, if I could kiss the sunrise each time around, then baby I'd be nowhere to be found. secret of how the world began. If I could hold the key of life in the palm of my hand, if I could take you with me and slow the turning down, then maybe we'd be nowhere to be found. And it's a long time to lie, child beneath an endless sky. You could only reach so high, and I love to wonder why. I feel I'm left with only my disguise, and I love to wonder why. I feel I'm left with only my disguise.
You're watching Audiotree Live, and we're in the studio with Francis Luke Accord. Chaz, nice banjo work on that one.
Why, thank you.
Awesome. So how did you get hooked up with these guys then?
I met them like over 2 years ago, I guess. I was playing with banjo in a different group, and they asked them to do a show together at the Elbow Room. That's
Ooh,
a
nice.
throwback.
Way back in the day.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was the band before them, and then I stuck around to watch them, and I was like, you guys are amazing. And then they actually helped me record my solo album, and then we've just been sharing projects ever since.
Super cool. What's your solo album called for people watching at home?
Well, the first one is called Legend of Core Dynamo, which is
Nice.
about a comic book superhero. And these guys sing and play on it, and they basically made it all happen. So
Is that a comic book superhero you made up, or
yes,
what?
I made him up. Yeah.
I was like, I hadn't
he
heard
started in here.
Nice.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of him.
I'll look him up. What are his powers? Like, what's his kind of story?
Justice and Steel.
Those are his powers
That's
or his
about
story,
it.
or
Yeah,
both?
that's the beginning and end of everything Core Dynamo, right?
Justice
there.
and Steel.
Yeah.
Steel like Steel or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because if he was stealing, then what kind of justice would that be?
I mean, it could be like a Robin Hood thing, taking from the rich to feed. Well, taking from the bad rich to feed the good poor, I guess, right?
Yeah, this just got really philosophical. I really like that.
You're gonna go home and cross out the E and put an
Yeah,
A now.
now it's an A. Throw out everything I said before that. I like that.
I will totally.
Okay.
And Arthur, welcome as well.
Thank you for
Screen's
having
over
me.
there. Yeah. How did you get hooked up with the band?
Through mutual friends, I suppose, a while ago. I ended up meeting Nick here, and we worked together on some other things, and I got the chance to come out here, so I did.
Yeah, the rest is history, as they
right.
say. Yeah. Now, will they be joining you on the tour you're about to currently go on with Darlingside or not?
Sadly not.
Yeah, sadly not.
Yeah.
So this is actually the first time Arthur's ever played with us.
Oh
So,
man, congrats! Yeah,
yeah,
Inaugural.
doing very well, if I may say so
yeah,
myself.
absolutely
you.
killing
Thank
it.
you.
We have another guy.
There's a reason we hired him.
We have another guy who will be bringing on the road with us, who is a little bit smaller than Arthur, which is why he's coming. He's about 5'2".
He fits in the car
Arthur's
better.
5'9" frame was just too big.
He can
to
fold
bring
up in
on.
that cube to put in the
True.
back seat next to the guitar.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
the trunk sometimes.
Yeah, that's good too. I mean, do you have like a little straw so you can breathe?
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the trunk?
exactly. Or feed him. every
That's
once in a
good.
while.
Well, I'm glad to hear you guys are humane band managers, at least. And you were looking out for all your members. And
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it well. So, let's hear another song, shall we?
Yeah.
how slow we walk when we found something moving mile by mile. Now I'm spinning off the curve of your smile. Lonely, your lips at peak interest. You ride my claim by the bite of my bit. You're the hip fight, biting up my night. Seen in your black tie, like you only lie with me. Baby, please, I went into town wearing only my skin. I left feeling so deep in sin, deep in something, and not quite right. In my dark night, lying high in the wind. I'm a fake snake, wax fangs and painted stripes. Just a tad spray, keen to bend the world how I like, right how I
You're watching Audiotree Live, and we are here in the studio with Francis Luke Accord. Your first full-length album, obviously Fluke, coming off of Condotte, was it at all daunting to come up with something after having such like a solid concept? Do you know what I mean? You almost had like the narrative and the angle and everything baked into that first EP. So when you started discussing the first full-length, were you like, man, what do we do now?
Well, you know, when we were in college and and that EP was presented to us, the Uganda EP, we had no idea like what we sounded like as a band.
Mm-hmm.
We had no intention of like branding ourselves in any specific way. We had no idea like where we were really at.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, doing a record like that first kind of sets you up for some expectations.
Of course.
I think it was actually better for us that we did it that way though, because then there were expectations that we could kind of play against. Because we knew we could never recreate that record.
You're not going to just get the 28% choir.
Yeah, like
obviously.
there's no way that it's almost like it was like a free pass to move on to something different.
Nice.
In some ways.
Do you think that helped you find your voice then?
Working
I
think it did. I think both did. I think Brian would probably agree that like going to Uganda to do such an insane musical endeavor, and then coming back and deciding, we need to be a band and we need to do this, was largely because of the fact that we had gone to Uganda and we had kind of had that experience already, and so coming back, it was very easy to just be like, nope, this is what we're gonna do.
Totally.
We're just gonna do it.
And musically speaking, Condotte definitely left us with a bit of a world sound, you know, in our music that we've definitely is definitely in Fluke in our first full length, and so that was super important to shaping our, I guess, folk world sound.
Right,
It's
one
we're a
aspect
folk,
of it at least.
primarily a folk band, but there's
a lot of other things thrown
going
in
on.
there, and
least
some
we
of it comes from.
maybe like to think.
No, I would agree. I would totally agree. We have those flourishes in there and these little things creeping up that, maybe separate a little bit from the traditional folk template.
Right,
So even though you don't have a Ugandan choir on this one, obviously, you still feel their influence somewhat, just in getting you to think outside the box a little bit.
Yeah.
It may be too early to ask, especially since Fluke came out pretty recently. I guess where do you see it going from here? Have you guys talked at all about that, or are you just kind of focusing on touring right now?
For
the
band
music
or
or Condotte project?
Well, both, I guess.
So I guess we haven't mentioned this yet. Condotte is a nonprofit project. All the money we make from album sales goes back towards paying the school fees of the kids in the choir. I should have mentioned that earlier, but
That's okay.
We are still related to that. We are still in touch with those guys, and it is definitely a band goal for us to get back to Uganda. Fortunately, we can't afford to fly there at this point in time in our band.
But we have kept up with them, and we've seen that project evolve in a couple of different ways
Cool.
since it began. So yeah, it's cool. And then for the band, I mean, up and up and up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's good. You don't want to have.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
Don't want to see your
pedal to the
future.
floor. That's all.
Yeah, don't want to tempt fate. Or That's too bad. Let's
Yeah.
hear another song then.
Awesome.
Joey.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you bet.
Take me, Veronica, into the clouds. Show me you're right, but I'm not a man to bring out the best in anyone else. It's hard sometimes, but we've all got to try to. And we've all got to try to. Yeah, we've all got to try to. Grace your mind with reason, rubbing round to your soul, but never forget the heart is the organ that pumps your blood to bleed for love, and never expect that or understand that. La da da da, la da 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 da. Come back, child, you lost the track. Come inside, I'll get to know you, find out all of the things you lack. We'll put them back, child, soon as you let me in. Oh, soon as you let me in. Oh, soon as you let me.
You're watching Audiotree Live, and we're in the studio with Francis Luke Accord. Something I really appreciate on your Bandcamp page for Fluke was you mentioned, or you said, who says CDs are a thing of the past when talking about the album art. And I appreciate that because I love vinyl and all that stuff, but like, I love purchasing used CDs. I think it's like the cheapest, best way to get music. So are you guys purveyors then of the supposedly outdated format of the compact disc?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Apple can, you know.
I
don't want to say go to hell, but they can wait a little bit. I know they're trying to like phase it out with their new Macs and stuff. And,
yeah. I own an Apple computer, which I like, but I hate streaming. Like I hate it. Like I like owning it, you know. And I hate when an album comes out and it's like only streaming on Apple Music or whatever. How do you feel about Apple Music specifically?
You know, I have never actually been on Apple Music.
Literally never used it once.
I am. We do both use Spotify quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the same feelings that you have about that, about, you know, not paying, I guess, the artists,
Yeah.
let's say, a living wage
Yeah.
for streams. But they also do a lot of great things, you know, like I can listen to so much music that
is
and
true.
I wouldn't be able to afford, you know, to buy.
Unless
let's
you go to
say
the
30
UCD
albums
shop.
that I've listened to this
99
month.
cents for the Gym Blossoms or whoever.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah,
selection.
and I use Spotify too to like discover artists. But I'm like, well, if I really love the artist, hopefully I'll be able to, you know,
Purchase a CD.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a record. I do like that Spotify now has like a little merch section.
Oh, I didn't even know
Underneath
that.
the bands, yeah, you can buy like if they have like a vinyl special or something like that, you can
Oh, cool.
You can see it right on the.
Do you guys have a vinyl special on Spotify right now?
I don't think we have it on Spotify right now.
But we will.
But
yeah,
we will soon.
Yeah.
We just got the vinyls pressed. So
Oh, awesome.
They're on their way.
How many copies did you guys get pressed?
We
That?
got 500 this time.
Nice. That'd be good.
First press.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first pressing vinyl is always like super exciting when
Yeah,
you're a
it
band.
is.
Are you guys big vinyl fans then in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Some
purest
different-
format. Yeah.
It really is, and we were having a conversation the other day. It's like when you hear a noise in space, in reality, it's because of like something physically happening.
Mhm.
It's like a body is carrying that noise into the world. And with digital music, there is no body. There's
Yeah.
no physical thing happening other than just the magnet of the speaker, really. So I think vinyl kind of has like, it just adds something like that one little missing piece of substance.
That's a very eloquent way to describe it.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
It's a very good description of
I've been
it.
thinking about it for a week.
Whenever,
Since we got our first test press. So.
if I ever have to defend vinyl to someone else, I'm gonna ape what you said and probably butcher it too. So
I'm
apologies
totally
in advance.
lying, so don't.
I hate vinyl. Like, I
Yeah.
love streaming. Cool. Let's go into this last song, shall we?
Yeah. Cool.
Reach out for it. Leave your things behind. Bear in mind, sun will shine. Rain will dry. Clouded eyes. Who do you run from? Why don't you come home to your lover's side? Lean upon the friends you see. Climb into the banyan tree. In the hour of the wolf find me for thee. And when you wander from the bower, I'll do my best to try and see you where you really are. Remind you how I'm not so far from the grave, but I'll be the one to wake you now. Reach out for it. Leave your things behind. Who do you run from? Why don't you come home in the hour when your world is set afire?
You're watching Audiotree Live, and we have been in the studio with Francis Luca Court. Thank you guys all for being here. Again,
Thank
great
you for
job.
having us.
If you want to support the band, you can, of course, go to their website or download the stream that you heard today once it is available for purchase. If you're in the Chicagoland area, they are going to be at the Old Town School of Folk Music on Thursday, October 13th with Darling Side, which is also your national tour, regional tour?
National tour. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're supporting those guys and actually going to be playing on about a third of their set as
Nice.
well
Oh,
for the
cool.
whole tour. So
Oh, that's super cool.
we are really excited about it.
Supergroup.
Yeah.
Yeah, super group marathon performance.
It's going to be
kind of thing.
fun. A lot of dudes on stage singing around one mic.
Awesome. So definitely check that out if you like what you heard today. Big thanks to all the people on lights and camera for making us look good. Big thanks to sound in the booth for making us sound good. Thanks once again to the band for being here. And of course, thank you guys, as always, for watching. From all of us here at Audiotree, thanks again. Enjoy your week, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Final words.
Awesome job.